When it's class 3 on the 16th of the 3rd, 2011. That's in Jobcentre, Abberton. For an appointment with Tracy Frain at 12:30, which has already been arranged to sort out my claim.
Right, so what's your problem?
What's my problem is you lot have set me up for having money stock, that's what the problem is,
Right,
and now
well,
you...
are you going to let me speak without interrupting, and I'll tell you what's going on?
Speak as much as you want.
Right, you came in and Joanne did a job seekers agreement with you, and you didn't agree with what Joanne wanted to put on the job seekers agreement, am I right?
Yeah, but they're not allowed to sanction your money there and then on that particular day. It's got to go to the decision maker, even I know that.
No, if it's something to do with availability, actively seeking or something like that, you want to stop straight away.
Really? Well, I come my phone Bolton up and they turned around and said, I'm not available for work.
Right, it's nothing to do with Bolton, because Bolton is all the, what can I say, we are looking at labour market issues, and it went up to the decision maker on a labour market issue, which is our question. And on labour market issues such as actively seeking availability, restricted availability, anything to do with the job seekers agreement, your money stops straight away, because there's a doubt from that day. So when you wanted your job seekers agreement, I mean, luckily Joanne dug everything out. When you wanted your job seekers agreement changing...
Hang on a minute, let's look at that. I'll like to have a copy of all this, please.
Yeah, well that's fine. Well, sorry.
I'll like to have a copy of all that.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not to give you a copy because we have to pay for everything that we have, that we photocopy. You have got copies.
Well...
You have got copies of your job seekers agreement.
What date is that on?
Let me look. You signed that, that was 6th of August 2009.
That's out of date.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going through what we attached to the decision. What happened is... Let me know what that one is. Right. So you came in and saw Joanne on the 17th of February, and that's when the doubt went up to the decision maker.
Well, hang on, how come there's no signature on that of anybody's? Only mine?
Because we didn't agree it. We only sign a job seekers agreement if we agree it. We didn't agree this job seekers agreement.
What, because I changed my working to mechanic because what I'm available for?
But they're not realistic. They're not realistic. No, let me finish. They're not realistic to your experience, your qualifications in the local jobs in the local labour market. You can't drive, so how can you be a mechanic when you can't drive the cars about the workshop?
Yeah.
You've not done it as a paid job.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I have.
For how long?
6 months until you got interfered.
Well, exactly.
And I've got proof on that.
6 months experience. You've not worked for over 2 years, so it's not a realistic job at all.
Less than 2 years, because I did 4 weeks at Wheelie Motors.
Right, well, 4 weeks. So you're up against mechanics that are fully qualified, that have been mechanicking for over 20 years, that have just finished work. They have got a driving licence. So most mechanic in your situation, Peter, is not realistic. Valeter is not realistic because you can't drive the car about.
Valeting, you don't need to drive a car.
Well, when I looked at vacancies, a lot of the valeting vacancies ask for a driving licence.
Well, can I stop you there on that?
Well, let me finish, right? There's no point going into it because the decision maker has disallowed it. She's agreed that mechanic, valeting, industrial cleaner, you're placing restrictions on your job search. So she's disallowed your money.
Industrial cleaner comes under warehouse.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, I can assure you, industrial cleaner does not come under warehouse.
Oh, yeah, it does. Because what's the first thing when you enter a warehouse? What do you do? Because I should know. I've worked for warehouse companies before. You start off on cleaning.
Right. Our jobs are all numbered. Warehouse work is 9149. Industrial cleaner is 9233. So on the Jobcentre website, warehouse and industrial cleaner are different jobs. By the by, that was disallowed. You've been in since and changed your job seekers agreement.
Yeah, with no other choice.
Well, you've not. You either change it or you didn't get your money.
And I've still not got minimum money because now they've replaced another restriction on the claim.
Well,
So,
they've not replaced another restriction.
well, why have I not been paid now? Why is it I've signed on and I've still not been paid?
Because when you've come into, you're disallowed, you've been allowed from the 10th of March. You've only come in today to sign for that period, haven't you? Because it's 2 weeks in arrears.
Yeah, I've kept up with my signing times.
Yeah.
And you lot owe me 3 weeks' money.
Why do we owe you 3 weeks?
Well, you go back when you're suspending me. It wasn't 17th. It's nearly a month.
Well, according to this, you've been suspended from the 17th of February. It's been allowed from the 10th of March. You were signing on today.
Yeah, exactly. That's even up a month later.
You're signing on today from the 3rd of March to today. But you've come in again today and not brought your job search. So Sharon's explained to you, but it has to go back to the decision maker again because you've not brought your job search in today.
So in other words, I'm not going to get paid for another 2 weeks again,
You're not going to get paid up to today. And then when you're coming in 2 weeks, if your job search is fine and you've been doing what you
mean so then it gets sent off again and then it's going to be another 2 weeks?
No, because if your job search is fine, Peter, you'll get paid.
I don't think I will get paid because you've done it once. You say you're changing the details.
We're not saying
you are.
Details. No, we're not.
I saw what was on that computer and I look at dates and I'm not stupid. I know about computers and I know what you lot are doing.
Irrelevant.
Oh yeah,
irrelevant.
Well, try saying that in court.
All we're looking at is this. And you're on about 1 day, the 7th to the 8th. So what does 1 day matter?
Mysteriously, it got changed so it's sort of work it out in your line where I get signed on.
Whether that job seekers agreement was signed on the 7th or the 8th, that's irrelevant. It's got absolute. You need to get it through to your brain, Peter. 1 day does not make any difference to this decision. You've been allowed from the 10th of March. Whether the date on the job seekers agreement was the 7th or the 8th, what are you shaking your head at?
Because in other words, I know what you're planning on doing.
What
that's why.
On doing.
Well, let's put it this way.
Tell me what I'm planning because you know more than I do.
Look it back to the Valleyton, and I'll correct you on this.
Right.
When I was upstairs with Joanne, she typed in the code for Valleyton, and guess what? It never came up with no code. It just came up with not found. So that's wrong for starters. And I've got the copy of that.
But what does that's irrelevant.
Number
This
2.
is what you need to get
yeah, but I'm telling you what Bolton.
You're giving, and all I'm saying is, you were coming out with all this. This is totally irrelevant. It doesn't matter 1 iota if we type a number in wrong. What we're looking at is the jobs you're looking for.
Oh, does it? So in other words, you're stopping everybody from getting a job because the truth is there is no jobs out there, and I can tell you that.
Yeah, there's jobs. I could get you a job tomorrow.
Oh, could you?
If you went for a job, behaved at your interview,
sold
yourself, and really, really wanted a job, you could get a job, no problem. There's loads of agencies that got jobs on.
Is there?
Morrison's on Chaddock Lane have taken on over 100 people.
How often they have?
I know they have, because I could name quite a lot of them. I've got a list of people that they've taken on since November, and that job has only just gone off over the last few weeks. So I can assure you that if you really wanted to work and you put all your efforts into finding a job, you could have a job. But you're just coming up with silly little things about 1 date's wrong,
It's not just 1 date's wrong, it's what you've done to it. Every time I've come in here, the system has been changed. I should know.
What system's been changed?
Right, for number 1, I went to see Miss Lister on Friday, right? Friday, just gone. She phoned you up, and then you lot said, phone Bolton, and phone them, right? So she phoned Bolton up.
No, it didn't, because Joanne spoke to your solicitor on
This was
Friday.
before she got hold of Joanne, because they were being passed around down here. I know, I was up there listening to everything what went on. Right, for number 2, they turned around and they said the reason why I got suspended for it is because I put on a restriction on my hours minimum.
Like I said, that was an error on Bolton's part, because
it's always an error. If there's only an error what occurs is when somebody types it in. That's how I was produced.
No, because it's nothing to do with Bolton. It's that's irrelevant. Your money was stopped because you wanted motor mechanic. You will never get a job.
I've got a qualification in mechanic.
You will not get a job as a motor mechanic.
Oh, will I not?
No, you won't. And I'm being honest with you. You've been out to work too long. You've not got enough qualifications, and you've not got enough
so then
experience.
4 weeks were just irrelevant with it, what I've done. And then, according to you lot, there's no information here.
Why do you think you'll get a job as a motor mechanic when you've not done it for nearly 2 years? Apart from a few weeks here and there.
Because when you learn a skill like that, right, being a mechanic, you never ever forget it.
Yes, well, you can't get
I've got my own car. I'm working on it.
You can't get a job So how can we accept motor mechanic as a realistic job goal when you can't get a job as a motor
What, so
mechanic?
you're
So it's not realistic. You need to step back and think, perhaps I can have it as a long-term job goal. That's something I want to aspire to, but I'm not going to get it yet. And I'm better in work than not in work, so I look for unskilled work that I can do. And that looks better on an application form in your CV if you're in work looking for
well,
a
on my
job.
CV at the minute, it's already updated. Because I had JHP update it.
Right, well that's fine then. If you've got a good CV, get an unskilled job and start applying for mechanics.
Well, I have done. How many jobs have I applied for on that direct governor? Have I heard anything back off them? Have I out? And if you want, get in touch with Tracy and ask her, because even she couldn't work out why I weren't getting a job, and I was filling out all these application forms and not one got back to me.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is, because there might be one job on and 100 people might apply for that job. So unfortunately, an employer cannot contact the other 99 people saying, I'm very sorry, you've been unsuccessful.
They should do though. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but we can't make them.
Right, and where's this funding for actually getting ourselves back in a job, what we actually promised?
What do you mean, what funding?
Well, let's put it this way, right? You all send us on courses, so then we could get a job that way and get into work and get funding like on a 4 weeks placement and then get follow on from there, right? But it's not happened.
That's up to the training providers. The training providers get the money and they do what they...
In other words, they spend it on themselves and make us suffer like I work in Sherwood at Wheatley and Motors, and I've got proof on that.
Like I say, I'm not
so where did that money get?
But I'm not going into that again with you. At the end of the day, your money's been allowed from the 10th of March because you've agreed to look for unskilled work.
But I'm not going to get paid.
You'll not get paid this 2 weeks because you didn't bring your job searching again. You're your own enemy.
Yeah, and I told you the reason why, because my printer's knackered. Can I bring it in when my printer's knackered?
Write it down.
You
can write, can't you?
Of course I can write.
Well, write it down then.
Well, it's still not proof to you. You want to see it in black and white on the notification.
No, you don't.
Of course you do.
If you've got your job log and everything is on your job log, fine, and we will accept that. But you walk in with nothing and you expect us to just say, all right, just sign there, Peter. We can't. When you come in to do your job search review every 2 weeks, we're reviewing your job search. And if you've not got your job search, unfortunately, it has to go to a decision maker.
So again, when I get that thing to you all with these jobs, it's still going to get sent off through this decision maker.
No, if you come in 2 weeks and your job search is fine, you've done what you've agreed, you've been applying for jobs, you've looked at the papers, you wrote it all down, what date you did what, where you've applied for, you will get your money. But the onus is on you. You have got to supply your job search when you come in for your job search review every 2 weeks. And when you've come in today, you've not brought anything again.
I told you the reason why.
And then you put daft things on your actively seeking log, like the jobs in the job centre are fake.
They are fake. I got proof on that.
Where are you getting all this proof, Peter?
Well, it's amazing. You print off a sheet, right, and you get them phoned up mysteriously. It doesn't ring. There's always one number, right, which you won't pull on that. Anyway, right, another thing is...
No, you're wrong there.
No, it is. Actually, it is.
Well, go and print 2 jobs off the job point, and I'll ring them, and I better get through, and we'll see how fake they are.
Yeah, we will see how fake they are, because I tell you the truth, there is no jobs out there.
So there's no jobs whatsoever.
There won't be any jobs. They're laying them all off because of what Cameron's doing.
Right, so there's no jobs, is there?
Well, there's not. No. Why do you think their employment figures have gone up? Right,
Actually, ours have gone down by 7%.
Yeah, do you know why? Because you're not classing the ones what you put on training providers.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I can assure you, everybody who's on stage 4 is counted as unemployed because they still come in and sign on every 2 weeks.
And why have I been dropped back to stage 3 like I was at JSP? I've already completed stage 4, and then you took your time to get the paperwork back.
It's our way of monitoring people that are coming back, because when the work programme comes in April, people that have completed stage 4 go back to stage 3, and then we'll have to be referred to the work programme, and we're going to have to do it in stages. So that's why you've gone back to stage 3, because there's no stage 5. There's no such thing as stage 5.
Well, I'll bring it in tomorrow then, once, because I can get it printed off.
Bring what in?
Well, that's what I found over this week.
What have you found?
Well, I found jobs. I've applied for them, haven't I?
Right, well, if you bring that in tomorrow, and we'll send it up to the decision maker with the date that we've sent today. We'll send it up separately and ask the decision maker to attach it to the papers we've sent today. Right,
and I want my 3 weeks money back. I want it backdating. I have my rights on that.
Right, let me have a look where you've been paid to and when you've been suspended from. I'll not be a minute.
Suspended from the
And can I
17th.
just mention as well, I need to make you aware that when you come in any time, if you want to record your interview, you've got to tell us beforehand, because if you don't, you have